Welcome to the newest batch of videos from my newest series called Self-Help Hacker. I wanted to start out this new batch by having my dad as a special guest on this one. So you don't remember saying this, and I don't remember what video you said it on, but let's say that it was about a year ago. I had you in a video and you said, quote, "I just take it one day at a time." Now, knowing that this series is me, a guy who's pushing 40, telling assumedly guys in their late teens, 20s, and early 30s, mid 30s, advice on what I wish I knew back then, which would have basically hacked my life in a good way and helped me out. If only I would have known that. There was a 24-year difference between me and my dad. So likewise, another generation. When he said that, and I've thought about it, even though you don't even remember saying it, it's really stayed with me because I can't relate to it. And I figure if I can't relate to it, it's a challenge. And I figure maybe it's something that I will, because I'm thinking now, I've got all kinds of information I can give to a younger generation, but what can I learn from a generation above me that I could use right now that would help me? And this is probably one of those things. So even though you don't remember saying, "I just take it one day at a time," that is foreign to me. Can you elaborate on that? Like how you operate your life, how your brain works for you to, what does that mean to you, in other words? Just take it one day at a time.
Well, I guess it's not everything in life, but it's some things in life that you just like, well, we'll deal with that tomorrow, when it comes up, when it's a problem. Right now it's not a problem. We don't have to deal with it. But you can't just say, well, I'll take care of it tomorrow. I mean, it's like I'm planning on retiring in a few months. That didn't just happen. I've been planning for it for years. So evidently that's not taking something one day at a time. That's planning every day.
I think something though that connects back to what I talk about regularly, especially it's like one of the main themes of this series, Self-Help Hacker, is that you focus on what you can control and not on what you can't. And it sounds like that's kind of your version of that.
Yeah, I would say that puts it in a nutshell. Yeah,
I think for me, where I'm at in life, knowing that in a little over a year, I'll actually be turning 40 at this point. I'm like 14 months away from turning 40. And what's become very obvious to me is I'm aware of the fact that I've lived half of my life now. I'm aware of that. And I'm not sad about it. It's not going to be sad to turn 40. I won't be ashamed to turn 40. But I'm just very aware that, like, if I live to be the average age of American, I have lived a solid half of my life now. And it gives me more perspective on the second half of my life now. And I'm sorting all of that out for myself. And just like I was explaining to him this morning, like, okay, I have to be the guy that works out now every day. And I have to be the guy that like eats very specific, a certain way, lean protein, complex carbohydrates, and green vegetables, and in addition to exercising and working out. Like I have to do all those things now. Otherwise, I'm just going to, of course, that's one thing you didn't have to worry about though at my age.
Right. Yeah.
I remember when you were my age, I guess I was in junior high. And I remember like people still would say stuff to you about that you were too skinny all the time, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny, I'm laughing because I can't relate to that. Like, I think by the time I turned 19, that wasn't a thing for me anymore.
Yeah.
But you had the genes where that just wasn't an issue. So.
Yeah, and too, I was into martial arts until I was 33 before and I still dabbled in it for a while after that. So that really helped keeping the weight off and stuff. But yeah, once, even after that in the 40s and 50s, I didn't have an issue with it.
You were the exception of the rule on that. And it's funny because that's how life is, as far as there's certain things in life that you kind of win the lottery on. And then there's others that you're average and normal. And I think that kind of puts in perspective, okay, here's the things I can control, here's the things I can't. It's like, okay, well, I can control, I weigh 183 pounds is the most I've ever weighed in my life, but at 5'9". But I also am recognizing that I've been doing this for a while now, and I really do believe a lot of my fat is transferring into muscle. I hope that's the case. My pants seem to fit slightly better, but that's just not something you ever had to think about.
No.
But ultimately just the concept of take it one day at a time. I feel that like I am pretty good about doing that, but then there's other things. Maybe this is what it is. It's that I'm thinking more about things way beyond life, even though I have no control of them, over them. I think more about them. Like, for example, I think about the fact of, okay, I got to be in shape now, because if I set that pattern now and I'm fit now, it'll be that way when I'm your age and when I'm in my 70s and beyond. I don't want to be the guy that gets diabetes. That's such a big part of my identity.
Right, yeah.
I guess it's like the trinity of being fit, healthy, and actually strong. Because if you're not physically strong, it can actually keep you from being the other two.
Yeah.
And I'm putting more of a focus on that now that I started lifting weights on top of everything else. But I think too, just I'm more aware of I guess what's beyond life. Obviously, why are we here? It's so much of our meaning in life is to help other people, to serve other people, to put people first. But it's a matter of too, I don't, even beyond life itself. And as far as we, in our Christian faith, for example, this is what we believe. This is our life. But it's like, part of me is now thinking, I could be wrong about it though. What if one of the other religions was right? But so be it. This is my choice. This is my path. And this is, I'm going to assume that the Bible is, all the stuff, Jill and I, my wife, we're reading through Revelation right now. And it's tripping me out a little bit. Because I'm like, wait, so are we going to heaven when we die? Or are we going to be on the earth for 1,000 years? And then do we get transferred to heaven? I'm like, I'm really confused. What about the people that are dead right now and have been dead for a long time? Some are in hell, or they're in heaven, or how does all that work? There's so many logistic things about it. And I think we might have been having a conversation about that a year ago when we made the video, when you said I just take it one day at a time. I think I have more space in my brain and more time to think about things like that. Like before I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm a Christian. Okay, I'll go to heaven. All right. But now it's like, but really what is that? What is that like? And what can we expect based on what little we see in the Bible? And I think I reference this song a lot in my videos. Dirk Bentley has a song called, basically there's never, you can read the Bible as much as you can possibly try to comprehend it, but then there's certain things you'll just never understand and never be able to accept. Just like the fact of the universe. How could there ever be an end to the universe? You know, space just goes on forever. Yeah. There's a movie, have you seen Ad Astra yet?
No.
It seems like this kind of movie you'd watch on Netflix, but Brad Pitt is in it. And it's about a movie where his father, there's like, about this much difference in age, and his father is an astronaut who was, in the near future, I guess, was sent to go find proof that life exists outside of everything we know. So they send him to Neptune, and and then they lose contact with him. So, and I guess there's going to be spoilers, by the way, if you can handle that. You might want to turn the video off about Ad Astra. But in this movie, his father is up on Neptune, and basically they send his son as a space rescue to rescue his dad, and to basically either bring him back or basically like find out what's going on with his dad, because his dad's doing stuff on Neptune that's like sending these shock waves or whatever to the United States and to the world, and like messing us up because of what he's doing up there, and they don't understand it. So basically, like, you either rescue your dad or you kill your dad, and they give him like this nuclear missile thing to like blow up this station on Neptune. But first, his goal is to save his dad if he can. But ultimately, the whole point of the movie, and again, spoiler, I just ruined the movie for you, is that his dad was up there for like years, well over a decade, and he's not able to prove that life exists anywhere between Earth and Neptune. And the irony is that he spent so much of his life trying to find life outside of what we know exists, and he's not able to do it. So he ironically wasted his life trying to prove that something exists that never did, when in reality, his real life, his son and his wife he abandoned for the space mission, they were his actual life, they were his actual existence. And it's a very good movie as far as like, that's the whole point of it. You could say the same thing about social media when you're doing this for your life and your actual family's right around you. But there's so many things that we can misassign or did I just make that word up? We can assign things and say, this is my life, this is my reality, when maybe it's something that's never even going to happen, and it's never going to be something we should worry about. Which, full circle, when you said, I take it one day at a time. So you inspired all of that, and that's where I'm sorting out my own existence right now. So it all comes back to, you focus on what you can control and not on what you can't.
Right. Yeah.
And with that being said, the next video we'll record will be something my dad can control, and that's his MG. So that's not part of this series, but we're gonna go ahead and show the MG in the very next video we shoot. You got comments? They belong right here.